Hi, and I just want to say welcome to all those guests who have joined us during the presentations. So if you've just joined us, you've joined the Humanity as Organism Thrives Convergence Room in the Co-Creators Global Village, and we're honored to have you. Thank you for your energy. And it's wonderful to start off World Unity Week this way. So I'm introducing Kim Conrad, and you've got a taste of what she's done, her work, and so on. But she's been a really innovative leader in the field of personal transformation and trauma release therapy for 20 years. She's a gifted, intuitive, and energy worker from the time she was born. Kim brings her life-enhancing perspectives and techniques to help people come out better than they've ever been. She meets you where you are. I've never felt so seen, heard, or understood, said one client, and I can see why that client would say that. Having rebuilt her body and her life 3 times, Kim knows what it's like to make it through anything. An award-winning author and speaker, she's been called a pioneer of language, her voice a healing medicine, and her Facebook live readings and commentary, vitamins for your soul. She's been honored to present at conferences such as the International Global Healing Conference in Bali with Desmond Tutu. You saw that photo that Tom showed you, and the National Peace Alliance Conference in Washington, D.C., among others. She's also served as a core facilitator with Bold Leaders International Youth Leadership Programs. And she has worked all over the globe: Colorado, Nigeria, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Caribbean, beyond. She combines her gift with her master's in psychology, training in numerous other healing modalities, and her theatrical background for fun and insightful sessions, events, videos, and workshops. Kim, welcome. And I'm looking forward to your presentation, The Power of Words to Create. So powerful.
Thank you very, very much. Hello, everybody, and welcome. And if possible, could you set me up to share? That would be lovely. Yeah, I know we're all learning, so that's great. That's wonderful. So hi, everybody. If it's comfortable for you, I would love to be able to see you as we go through this, so I can, in addition to intuitively sensing your responses. Hi, Dr. Janet, thank you so much for being here. Hello. And how do you pronounce your name? Blase? I don't know if you're allowed to.
Yes, that's correct. Blaze like fire.
Oh, Blaze. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And so whoever is comfortable, it will just, hey, Kathy, it'll just give me feedback as I watch you. Now, I won't be able to see all of you as I do the presentation. This presentation is quite interactive. There'll be a number of activities, so please feel free to put things in the chat. And then my goal, depending on time, is that I'll give some interactive, a little bit of sharing and so forth. So let's see about sharing my screen. Let's see. Okay, I am going to, I think I have to share before I go to my PowerPoint. Share screen.
Hasina, are you recording?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Yes. There we go.
And going, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yes, slideshow. And then from beginning, there we are. So a lot of you, I mean, we use words all the time, you know, and that it's Mind to Matter by Dawson Church, which I don't have quotes in this presentation, actually is showing that what we think and what we feel can indeed comes into our physical reality. And with epigenetics, that our words and what we feel and all that turn on and turn off genes as well. And I could even say that with all that humanity has created, that the world that we have, that we've contributed to, is the result of all the words ever spoken. So this is the power of words to create. Choose your words, craft your story, create your life. What newest world can you choose, craft, and create today? Because each new moment with evolution is your next newest world. I'll do a bit of a short meditation and then we'll continue on, and there'll be contact information and all that stuff at the end. And there we go. All right. So if you could go ahead and put your feet on the ground, close your eyes if that works for you, and relax and breathe. And we're going to take a little journey to a magical word garden. And as you ease into your body and being fully connected and feeling the ground under your feet, there is an elevator door that appears in front of you. And you can sense that it's very friendly. And it's going to take you on a magical journey. And the doors open to greet you, and you step in with great anticipation. And as you stand there and feel secure, you begin to go down a few floors, as many floors as you choose. And when you reach the ground floor, it opens. And in front of you is a magical word garden. You have words flying around. You have words that are coming up, blossoming. You have words that are nurturing and nourishing each other and you. And you can ask for a feeling or a word or a response, and you watch that it then comes to you. And then you can say thank you, and it goes on its way, and you can ask for something else. And what I invite you to ask as you stand there in this most prolific, nurturing, beautiful garden, this beautiful magical garden of words, is to ask what words can really nurture you and your soul for the greatest possibility of exploring the power of words to create. And you can open your hands, and those words come and they fly in front of you, or they land in your hand, or maybe one lands on your heart. And you sit and you be with them, you stand and you be with them in gratitude, knowing that the universe honors your intentions and works magically with you to bring about the world that you were designed to create. And you say thank you, you whatever. It's a garden you can go to anytime. And you turn around and you step back in the elevator with great gratitude. And you go ahead. And you go up. You go up, bringing in the gratitude and the experience of words with you. And when you're ready, you step through the elevator and come back into the rest of our experiences today. So just take a moment, feel your feet. You can write down, if you have a pen and paper, you can write down the words that came so that they're just simply present for you without attempting to think and remember them. What gifts were given you in this magical word garden. And with that, we will continue. So a little bit of science. Positive words encourage cognitive brain function, while negative words activate our fight or flight response, which actually slows cognitive function. And I think a lot of us can relate when we tune in to how we experience, whether our body contracts, whether it expands, whether we lean away, whether we lean into. We can likely find experiences that mirror this now scientifically documented information. A single word has the power to influence the expression of genes that regulate your physical and emotional well-being and stress levels. So by holding a positive and optimistic word in the way that they say it in your mind, you stimulate frontal lobe activity. And I would invite that the more you can feel it with whole body knowing and experience, it expands the shift in your genes even more. This area includes specific language centers that connect directly to the motor cortex responsible for moving you into action. And from words can change your brain, which you might love that book, many of you, especially Dr. Janet. Their research has shown the longer you concentrate on positive words, and I would say become the positive words, the more you begin to affect other areas of the brain. Functions in the parietal lobe start to change, which changes your perception of yourself, the people you interact with, and your actual physical reality, your experience of it. And in the next paragraph, over the time, the structure of your thalamus will also change, your physical structure, in response to your conscious words, thoughts, and feelings. So the magic is in your fingertips, in your thoughts, in your words, in your feelings, in your actions. Another way I have of saying it is this. We create our world with our words. And so then I ask this. What are you sentencing yourself to today? Others, and this world to today. Double meaning meant, triple meaning meant. Because whatever we sentence ourselves to today is our future tomorrow. And so my invitation is to be great observers, greater and greater observers of the physical reality of how even conditioning that we go to certain words, and then how caringly and wisely are we each willing to choose what serves us and the world even better. Some people go, oh gosh, there's only 26 letters. Oh gosh, that's so limited. Oh gosh, this picture says it all for me. If you think about it, every book that has ever been written is simply a combination of 26 letters. And it's not only the letters, it's the spaces in between the letters, the spaces in between the words, I mean, I could talk a lot faster and you probably it wouldn't be the same thing. I could talk in a different accent, probably not the same thing. I have a theatrical background and I play with accents sometimes. But if I go ahead and I go back to the energy that I've been speaking with, if you can feel into this entire hall, you have more cells in your body communicating than likely in all of these books put together. And the miracle of what gets said through you, asks to be said through you, can be as diverse. In this next sequence of slides, I want you to notice your reactions, responses, sensations in your body, and become more aware of where stuff's in your head might be called more linear, or you're more in your body, if so where, etc. And that if you see any patterns, you might have certain words or even a storyline that you see that you grew up with. You can recognize conditioning. And if you see anything, notice anything, please go ahead and share it with us in the chat as you are comfortable. So we'll have fun with these pictures. Some have words, some don't. Just notice. I fell in love with this photo when I found it. Where is your energy going? Is it in your head? Is it in your heart? Is it in your body? Are there any, what words come through along with the responses and the shifts in chemistry? And this, for me, is a very fun illustration of how words make a difference. Now, this picture, for me, has some humor to it. And then watch what happens when we add these particular words. Hopefully you're laughing a bit. Okay, the other thing I don't know, I tend to think words and I can feel somebody's energy field actually responding to my thought. You might want to play with that. So I invite you with pen and paper. What are a few words, or just write in the chat? What are a few words that you're present to that inspire you right now, that you light up? It's like, oh yes. What are those words? Put them in the chat that inspire you right now. Feel into a few of those words and please share. And then what are a few words that you, boy, if somebody says that, or they call me that, or that, you know, what are some words that trigger you right now? And I invite that the more aware you are of your words, and there's phenomenal information. So it's not about feeling badly that, oh God, I said that again. It's that things that we say on a regular basis are phenomenal ways and insights into programming and choices. And then we have the opportunity to choose and rewire and make it different. So the more aware you are, the more conscious and empowered choice you have to create the life you were designed to dream into being. For me, we're all designed to be here, or we wouldn't be here. And we're all capable of living into the dreams and desires that we receive, or we wouldn't receive them. And words come with all of that. So the power of one word, I decided I wanted to share that. It's also part of the research in the words change your brain. This is about the word no. And in raising children, I don't know about you, was grown up, you know, parents went, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. And then it came along that it's best to say, you know what? Go ahead and do this, to redirect rather than. And now there's science that shows that if the word no is shared for less than 1 second, that they found a release of dozens of stress-producing hormones and neurotransmitters. If indeed we say yes, because no is experienced often, or things like that, as a threat, okay? So the brain and the nervous system respond to that with greater velocity, I could say. And the more you can experience yesness, the more you can experience alignment and choice, meditation, etc., then the more you can have a positive experience. And when you say yes, the brain responds with less immediacy because it's not connected to survival. So the brain doesn't need to respond as rapidly as it does to negative thoughts and words. And I would invite that we can, I'm experiencing it, we can be more and more in and of and with and as the field, and come to be in a place that words themselves don't have the same power that they used to. What the book recommends is that to experience it, I would say experience rather than just say, affirm, at least 5 positive messages for each negative utterance you make. And you can get even more impact when you feel it and become it. And it lives through every cell and every space of your being. So the power of word shifting. Here are some examples and thoughts, and I'm sure you can think or maybe have experienced others. Notice how often you say no to yourself and others. When can you say yes? And how could you say yes? Do you, from kindness and conditioning, say, oh, no worries, no problems, no worry, no problem? And what are we focusing on? No and worries and problems. So what if you shift that? See what happens. What if you shift that when you say, oh, happy to, my pleasure, oh, absolutely, whatever it is. There's a different chemistry that starts happening when you do things like that. So I invite you to play. Just don't take it on because I say so, but take it on and play. You or someone you know say, I'm sorry a lot. I love this. What if you were to say, thank you for waiting for me instead of I'm sorry I'm late? Thank you for caring about me. Thank you for being my friend and being patient with me so I can show up better and better. And what are other words that you find that you have, that you say, or others say, that you can do a power shift with to be happier and healthier? I love this as a show of perspective. And how can this mirror itself into our own lives? Because the words we choose to illustrate our perspectives and who we are being and how we deliver those words create, relationship and the chemistry and the neurology upon which they're built. So I thought that this was a great example. Thinking of your child as behaving badly disposes you to think of punishment. And thinking of your child, I would say, feeling your child, observing, connecting with your child is struggling to handle something difficult. When we connect to see below the illustration, there's so much more that we can see. Encourages you to help them through their distress. And then the child gets to find out, oh, I don't have to make this my life story. I can and develop the tools to move through Earth School. So where are you kind with yourself, others, and when are you not? Everything is an opportunity, I invite. Everything. to come out better than you've ever been. And I've rebuilt my body and my life 3 times, so I speak that from experience. So how we often see differently when we think and feel differently. So if you can, get paper and pen ready. We'll go through a couple more things, and then I want to see if we have time for questions. So in a moment, you will see something that looks like a filled-in crossword puzzle. No looking for words right away. No, no, no. Yes, Zoom. I'd probably do it too if nobody said something. So just wait, and then I'll guide you through the exercise, okay? Thank you. You'll get more that way. So here is all of these letters. And I just want you to now glance at it and see what first 3 or 5 words that you find, and go ahead and write them down. And there are words left to right. There are words from the lower left to the upper right. There are words top down. That's how it's structured. And if it takes you a while to find something, breathe. Okay. So get that. Then I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to experience something that you just love. And if you're not finding something right away, that just your heart expands to the universe. Close your eyes, and what do you love? And feel that, and have it permeate every cell and every space of your being. And from that place of love and loving, being loving, open your eyes and see if you see anything different. What do you see? And write down a few words that you see, noting that it's when you were feeling love. And sometimes things don't seem to quite make sense, but when you be with it, it usually does. It's very interesting. And write those words down from love and loving, and know that we'll end on a positive note, okay? Your next invitation is to close your eyes again. And I want you to find something that you are pissed with. If you cuss, you could cuss up a storm. Get that through every cell of your being. You would want to slam your fist on the table. And now look and see what you see. And notice if it's different, and jot it down that this is in response to embodying being angry, pissed, whatever word gets you most triggered. And write those words down. And I said that we would end on a positive note. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes again. And I want you to feel and connect, feel this universe beaming support to you and reflecting your amazing being and your gifts and your value, and just you and the universe just beaming amazingness to each other, brilliance to each other, and how incredible you are and have always been. And from this place, with all your cells and all the spaces in between, go ahead and open your eyes and see what you see in great gratitude and connection with the universe. And if you wish, please share your, oops, I moved my mouse. There we go. Please go ahead and share in the chat. And I'm going to stop share for a moment. And there we go. Hi, everybody. I'll go back to my presentation in a moment. One or two people want to share what changes they experienced, what they saw. You can raise your hand through reactions or just raise your hand this way. And Hasina, are you the one to unmute them or do I?
I can do it, no problem.
Okay. So would it be possible to have a volunteer? Anybody open? And if not, that's okay. Chris, okay.
Dr. Janet
Chris
also.
Bertram.
Yeah, okay, with Chris Bertram.
Chris Bertram, yeah. There we go. Hi, Chris. Thanks for coming.
Hi. Yes. I was interesting. I went from the first one, I went loving, trusting, and you can. And then the word that came to me on the PIST one was fang.
Was what?
Fang, F-A-N-G. Like on a
okay.
tooth.
That's fascinating. I hadn't put that one in there. That just showed up with all the letters I did.
Yeah. But then I ended up with give, trusting, and belong for the final section.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Is there one other person who would like to share? Shannon? Oh, and Dr. Janet. Okay, we'll do both. Shannon, do you want to go ahead and then Dr. Janet?
No, I would prefer to listen to Janet if we could. She had her hand up a long time.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, Dr. Janet, here we go.
I'm just laughing. Amazing what we get focused on and don't see. First question, the 5 words I saw were play, one, choose, together, and can. On the second one about feeling really pissed at something, the only word I saw was angry. And then I think your next question was something about how can you shift that? I don't remember the exact.
It was the universe. It was connection with the universe. Yeah.
The 2 words I then saw were solution and happy.
Wow.
And for the final one, what I saw was we can.
Wow. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating when you really embody these things. And any takeaway, you want to give a quick takeaway, Dr. Janet, with that, watching all that? Or no, you're fine? Okay.
But no, it was just fun and interesting to me to do your exercise rather than some of my own.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here and doing them. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Shannon.
My first 5 words were solution, laugh, sick, vague, and you can. The next exercise was choose, problem. Yes, with exclamation points on both sides. Silly, and we can. Then I saw listening, style, like when you walk over, lover, afraid, and will. And finally, the only word I could find was action.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much for sharing. And I'm going to go back to share screen to bring us with the rest of this and just be with your words. You can, if you want, I'll give my contact information at the end. And if you'd like the slide presentation, let me know and I can send it to you so you can do this exercise again. Okay. So what I'd also like us to do right now is just take a minute and look around, specifically to each person that is with us today, including you. Can't skip you. And feel and send to each person. I was trying to figure out a way to say this, but you don't need to say the words out loud. Nobody needs to hear you, but to feel you, to look around to each person and just share these words. You are amazing. And see how you feel before you do it, and see how you feel after it. And if something feels very strong, take a moment and breathe it in. Okay. Raise your hand. Does anybody feel any different after we do that? Feel a little warmer, a little more warm, fuzzy, a little more, oh, yeah. And then how can we do that in our lives every day? If you're open to, I'd love any inputs of values and benefits from today. And I won't be ending early. I want to leave some time for questions. So we'll just close out with a few things. But if you be with it and share some of the grace notes, if you will, from participating in today and some of the ideas shared and activities. And thank you very much for the honor and treat of your presence. Where options to go from here? There is a workshop called Creating Your Life One Intentional Phrase at a Time, Power of Words Workshop. And we're looking at scheduling another set of dates. It will be on Wednesdays between 2 and 3. You can go read about it at evolvewithkimconrad.com. And you can also, if you are open, I mean, there's recordings of each week that will happen and be shared. It'll be late summer, early fall when it will start. And of course, end long before holiday. This is for you if you want to let go of old stories and write inspiring new ones that reflect the magnificence of your soul. Learning to listen and write from the innate intelligence source of life so that words can speak through you, with you, as you, and you with them. Be able to share your new inspiring collaboration with language with others in the world. So check that out if you wish. And if you have any questions, want to chat on Zoom for a bit, I'm happy to do that. Ways that stay connected. You're welcome to do a screenshot if you know how to do that. I also offer a free complimentary 20-minute Evolve strategy session to how to optimize your own evolution and any places that you feel stuck or there's conditioning that's still poking its head into your life a lot more than you'd like. Let me know. I'd also invite you to take a screenshot or click on these video links. One of them, many of you saw at the end of the last presentation. And the other, you were made for these times, is a reading from one of my Facebook Lives. If you're familiar with Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Women Who Run with the Wolves, this is a reading of a letter that she wrote. It's very, very powerful. And I want to close this part of it with, you're amazing. Remember that. And you can print that out and post it wherever the heck you like. You can put it on your forehead, so every time you look in the mirror, you see it. Whatever's going to give you some laughs and accomplish the living embodiment of that. And I will stop sharing. And I'd invite anyone, if you have a question about words in your life, or people's using of certain words, or any thoughts about how to shift or what programming might be coming forward, how to optimize your life. Anybody have a question of any kind?
Dr. Janet.
Yes, Dr. Janet. She's working on it.
Now that you have taken your share screen down, I'm wondering whether we could redo that exercise of just looking at each person who is here now that I can see.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize it. Yes, please, we'll do that. Absolutely.
And just, yeah, share.
I
You
got
are
it.
amazing.
I'm my Zoom learning curve. So okay. So absolutely. So for those of you that just popped in, feel and telepathically share the message to each person, including yourself. You're not allowed to leave yourself out. And that's for me too, that you are amazing. So let's take a moment and look around at each person and feel and send them that you, even if you can't see them, you can feel them. You are amazing. And if somebody's not on screen, send it to them anyway. Hi, Josh. And Natasha, thanks for coming on. Can anybody else feel that? Yeah. Just in gratitude for everybody's presence at this time on the call and on this planet, and with all the grace and wisdom that we came to bring at this time. Does anybody have any questions at all? We've got a few more minutes. Shannon, I think you're on.
I don't, pardon me. I don't have a question. I have an observation.
Okay.
And that is that in this last, when we were able to see each other more, I wanted to move in closer, so I could feel it more. And I think that that is a clue to how we can move this into the world. Just by sending positive vibes to the people around you, they will tend to move towards you. I like that. Thank you, Kim.
Okay, you're welcome. And I find, heart-to-heart hugs, absolutely. That if you experience seeing or feeling somebody in your presence, when you send them, that often has greater impact. And my invitation is to send it with simply giving good juju, with no agenda, no attempt to then get them to do anything. Then there is to just have the universe give them whatever it is that's of highest service at that point, with love and grace and gratitude. And then be open to receiving that from the universe too. Yeah. So thank you, Shannon.
You bet.
Anybody else to share or ask or okay. And I invite you, whatever to dance in this magical word garden, What if the world is filled with words, as well as all of life? And words can come, you can even hear trees talk to you, and the grass talk to you. There is a language, even if it's not in the words as we as humans speak them, everything is talking. And the deeper and more broad that we listen, the greater we can be collaborators in service, rather than doing what we think we should or should be done. So I invite us to let go of should-itis, and and them little might coulds and them little, all that kind of stuff. The need to, ought to, have to, all of that's programming and takes you out of the present. So you are grace and you are a gift. And I thank you so much for being here and look forward to any of you, if you wish, by email or Facebook, let me know you're on the call. That would be wonderful. I'd be honored. And have a blessed, blessed day.
Thank you so much, Kim. That was just beautiful and so eye-opening. And there's so many beautiful words in the chat, so many beautiful messages. So I encourage everyone who hasn't been to the chat to just go look at those wonderful words. Thank you.